Hello. KPI number one is total funds raised. So I'm going to show you how to look at this for 2020 and 2019 because both of those reports will come in handy if you want to go and explore any of the other KPIs in this article. So first, straight off the bat, let's look at transactions. And I'm going to look at all transactions broken down by type, but you can choose whichever one you want here. You can look at all transactions, which is a mix of donation and revenue together. All donations, if you're just looking at total donation funds, a lot of people only look at that, or all revenue. So you can just look at the payments that you received that weren't necessarily donation payments, the ones that were just plain old transactions. But I'm going to look at this one because it has a little bit more information, a little bit extra. All right, we're jumping in. Here we go. So straight off the bat, you can see the total amount of all transactions is here. And this is just going to automatically show you for all time. And we're going to filter it down so that we can look at 2020 and 2019. So I'm going to jump in here and look at date received. Now, if you like, you're welcome to choose is relatively this year. But I just want to make sure that you use that if you're looking at this reporting sort of before December or after January, because the thing with this is that it will dynamically update. So as soon as December 31st ticks over and January 1st comes in, Keela will automatically update this so that it's looking at the current year. And if it's January 1st, 2021, this report will look different. So I don't want anyone to come in here and worry that all their data has disappeared. So if you want to be really specific, hit is between and then go January 1st and let's go December 31st. So this will automatically update itself as you're coming in, as you're getting closer to the December 31st. If you log donations next year for this date, they'll be added to this report. It keeps itself up to date. Brilliant. Okay, so I can see amount of all transactions for 2020, and I'm going to save this report. Let's look at donations and revenues 2020. Get that one there. Now, while we're here, I may as well show you another couple of things. So if you had have just chosen only donations or only revenues, this part here would look a little different. You'd be able to view the campaigns or the impact areas visualized here. But because I chose the transactions broken down by category, you'll be able to see the different sort of sections we've got here. So I can see in my account that a vast majority of the payments that I received this year in 2020 came from donations. We had a couple of purchases, no sponsorships, but a tiny little bit of our revenue came in from grants. So that's just something you might not have seen if you just went straight to donations. So I wanted to show you that. All right, let's go back to reports. I'm going to create another one. This time, let's look at 2019, but similar principle. Oh, actually, you know what? While I'm here, let's go back. I'm going to create a new report for donations, just so you can see the difference. So now we're looking at all donations in 2019. So this is going to be fine. We'll get a date received on here and put it between 2019, January 1st. And then here's a little trick. Put it that way. There we go. Okay, 2019. So these are all donations from 2019. And see how this graph changes based on the type of data that you chose. So now we're just looking at donation amounts over time so you can get an idea of how everything was tracking throughout that year as well. So that can be handy. Another way that you can customize this report is by choosing different calculations. So you can choose campaigns, for example, and you can see the campaigns over that year and the funds that were attributed to them, and also in a chart down here. So it can be a good way of kind of getting an overview of where your campaigns landed. So our general fundraiser here was really good. We ran a Mother's Day campaign that was really successful. A Giving Tuesday campaign was a bit of an afterthought for us, so we didn't get as much there. So next year, Mother's Day campaign, must remember to run it again. And lastly, we've got impact areas as well. So those impact areas are those options that you can put on your donation form that lets folks choose from them specifically, like to say where they'd like their funds to go, and it's something you can track on imported donations and manually logged donations as well. We've got lots of different labels that you can apply to donations, and you can report on all of them just like this. So yeah, oh, I want to save this because you're going to see me using these lists throughout these KPI trainings. So I'll probably replace this with just a donation one, but that's how you can get it and use these two reports to calculate a majority of the KPIs that we'll be talking about. Stay tuned. See you in the next video.